Hi guys, today I'm going to walk you through and demo a very basic hammer drill. These are stick turns. This is how I actually learned to do turns in the first place and how I learned to throw hammer. But these are very good for anyone from someone's who's their first day throwing hammer all the way up to elite guys. These are especially good if you don't have access to a sector or a hammer and you just learned it. So let's get into it. So the first thing we're going to get into is how to set up for this drill. So you're going to want to start with your feet about shoulder width apart. If you're right-handed, you're going to want to have most of your weight on your left side with your hip and your shoulder stacked over your ankle, with most of your weight on this side. And you're going to be on the heel of this foot, and you're going to be on the ball of your right foot. You're going to have a little bit of bend in your knees, and you want to keep your hips underneath your shoulders. That's very important. From there, you're going to grab the stick. You want your hands pretty close, and you want your head in the middle. You're gonna want to form a triangle with both your arms and your head. You're gonna bend your knees a little bit. You're gonna start to turn the heel, this left foot, the ball of the right foot. So we're gonna turn towards 90, keep turning, keep turning. We're gonna reach a point where we can't turn anymore without picking up this right foot. At this point, this is where we're gonna pick up, step over the shoelaces, without turning our upper body. Upper body stays in the same place as we step. Here, bring it back around, level from 270 back to 0, over to 90 again. You reach that point again, can't turn anymore. Pick up, keep my upper body still, turn, level to 90, up towards the high point. Here again, can't turn anymore. Step, turn, anymore. Step, turn, step. Key points that people tend to mess up or are kind of difficult for this drill. A big one you see is that after I've turned, reach here, when I step, a lot of people get too heavy on this right side, which isn't good. You want to keep your weight here, stacked. Remember, like I said in the setup, shoulders over hips, over your ankle, here. So turn, step, my weight is still rotating around this axis here over my left side. That's very important. So I'm going to turn, step again, and my weight's still here. That allows me to keep rotating. If you end up with too much weight here on your right, and you go to turn, you'll be back this way, and that'll mess you up because you'll be falling back this way as you go into your next turn. That's one mistake. Another one I see a lot is, so I'm turning, turn, and then instead of keeping these knees tight and stepping over your shoelaces when you step like this, you end up coming here and then swinging this that's not what you want. It's not like a sweep like you're doing like in shot put or discus. You're turning and you're just stepping, just walking. So yeah, if you end up swinging this too much, you won't end up feeling it in this drill particularly, but you'll feel it when you throw. You'll end up basically swinging this, especially once you start going fast, will lead you to end up crashing. Like you'll end up with too much weight on the side, and it's the same problem as before where you're falling backwards going into your next turn. Just one final point. So after I've come through and I've got my foot back down, another big thing is people tend to drop on this side and have it lower and come around. And that's, once again, shifting your weight over your right, which you don't want to do. Keep it stacked here, keep it level here from 270 to 90. Here, so here to here. You need the stick to stay level, and that's one of the good things about this drill is you can see very directly, and it's very clear to see, okay, what path is my hammer and my stick on. So those just a few points to look out for when you're doing this drill. Another good variation of this drill is done with the plate here. So it's gonna be the same thing, same setup and everything. Just turn with the plate, turn your pickup, step, turn to your pickup, step, turn to the pickup, step, turn. That version's a little better. especially if you're like falling on your right, you'll really have to force yourself to stay on the left so that to do it right with the plate. And it's also better if you're trying to do like more continuous, just because there's some force pulling you around the whole time. All right, guys, thanks for watching. That's the video. If you guys have any questions, drop them down below. Let me know if I missed anything. Hoping to do a whole series on kind of hammer basics, trying to get someone who's never thrown before kind of get to understand what they're doing. Please like and subscribe. Send it to your friends, send it to your coach so you guys can laugh about how I was wrong about everything. Thanks, I'll see you in the next one.